with inflation, interest rate hikes, and a potential recession, people are needing ways to make more money. And if there's going to be a recession, they need to know that they can be in an industry that is recession proof. Fortunately, there are plenty of jobs out there that can get you more income and are recession proof. You know, if you've been looking at jobs that can get you more money, you might want to go ahead and take a look at the cybersecurity industry. Cybersecurity is in high demand. A lot of companies are now required to fall in line with cybersecurity laws and regulations. Cybersecurity is a particularly new field and it is growing year over year. And you know, a lot of experts are saying since that the cybersecurity field is in growing demand, that there are plenty of people that can go ahead and make more money and, you know, be within a recession-proof environment. I've been in the cybersecurity field for about 7+ years, and ever since I've been in this industry, I have learned so much throughout the way, and it has been rewarding on many levels. One is definitely the income. So right now, currently, I'm making $120,000 per year by being a cybersecurity analyst / engineer. And when I went ahead and got my first cybersecurity job, I was making $75,000 per year. And that was just at an entry-level position. In the year of 2025, there will be 3.5 million cybersecurity jobs globally available. You know, that's equivalent to filling about 50 NFL stadiums. Now, just think about that, right? By 2025, within 3 years from now, there will be 3.5 million jobs available. Right now, the cybersecurity field is in high demand for people, and we're at a major shortage. You know, the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics is basically projecting that the information security analyst role will be the 10th fastest growing occupation for the next decade. So basically, what does this all mean to you? Well, you can get into a fast growing industry that is able to be recession proof. A lot more industries and enterprises are having to fall in line with compliance because they're losing millions, if not billions of money per year by having security incidents. Over the pandemic and years prior to, there were a lot of cybersecurity vulnerabilities that were coming out that hackers were able to steal millions of dollars in data. Not to mention, since the pandemic happened, a lot of jobs have been going remote, and cybersecurity is definitely one of those roles where you can work from home as well. I say all this because, you know, if you have ever been in the IT field, or if you've always had a passion for computers or anything like that, you may want to go ahead and check this field out, because there's a lot of jobs out there that aren't paying enough, except if you're a really skilled software developer, they're just not paying enough. And cybersecurity is, you know, pretty much right in line with the software engineering pay, depending on where you go. Funny thing is that if you've been working in the private sector, meaning you haven't done any Department of Defense contracting at all, there is a high demand for this within this field, and they pay. The demand for the United States, it has grown 43% year over year for the cybersecurity professionals, and that was through April of 2021. That's an 18% increase over the entire market. That is huge. It's important that you guys know about this stuff because you can get a piece of the pie. And during the pandemic, a lot of people were working remotely, but they've also identified that there are a lot of key technical roles that play a crucial piece into enterprise development or anything like that. And cybersecurity was definitely one of those crucial roles. I can tell you from experience that I've been doing cybersecurity for about 7 years, like I mentioned earlier, and it has been very rewarding. And mainly the only reason why I picked it, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys, is for the money. If you work hard and you're dedicated enough, you will definitely be able to reach your financial goals and provide for your family. That's the main reason why I took this position. Like I said earlier, I made $75,000 starting at my first cybersecurity job, and now I'm currently making $120,000 per year. I've also been getting contacted by a lot of employers that they want to pay me even more than what I'm getting now. Like, I had just gotten an offer letter for $150,000 to go ahead and work for this one company. That is just absolutely insane. Having $150,000 is a lot of money, but now that is pretty much middle class. Like, you have to make more than $100,000 a year to be considered middle class, to be able to pay for everything just with everything that's going on with the US economy right now. And that's why I wanted to share this video with you and my thoughts on that. A lot of people are saying that they are struggling trying to get their first cybersecurity job. Well, I made a previous video. I'll go ahead and link that in the description below. You can go ahead and check out my channel as well. How do people land cybersecurity jobs? The first tip that I have for you guys is get industry leading certs. The very first place that I went ahead and got my cybersecurity certification was from CompTIA, and that is a very great place to start. So a lot of jobs, if you go ahead and look at the descriptions, if you go ahead and type Security Plus or Cybersecurity Analyst Plus, which is the two certifications I have, a lot of jobs are looking for those certifications. Now, the other way that you can go ahead and try to land this job is going ahead and get a secondary education for this field. Now, as I mentioned before, that this is a very new field. There's so much high demand. 20 years ago, not a lot of colleges or schools were going ahead and teaching cybersecurity. Well, I went ahead and got my master's in cybersecurity within 2 months, and I only paid $5,000 for my whole secondary education. And you can go ahead and follow a similar path if you want to. I went to Western Governors University. I went ahead and created another video on my channel going ahead and kind of breaking that down and going over the cybersecurity curriculum that they have. And it is a very, unique school that I'm really glad I went to, because me personally, I did not want to pay, like $50,000 for a master's degree and take 3 to 4 years just to go ahead and complete that. And the other tip that I have for you is go ahead and take training courses. There are plenty of platforms out there that are pretty cheap for you to go ahead and get your feet wet in any sort of cybersecurity type field that you want to go ahead and get into. For instance, I went ahead and created a Udemy course on a very industry leading auditing tool that is very important for majority of cybersecurity jobs that I have seen that you need to know. And I went ahead and covered Splunk. So it's a very detailed course, very cheap. I wanted to go ahead and give as much information as I could to you guys for very low cost, because I feel like education is important and you shouldn't have to pay an arm and a leg to go ahead and learn that stuff. What I do differently compared to other people within the industry is that I give you so much knowledge, and I give you all of the searches that I have done within that course. So you can go ahead and check that out if you want to. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description below for that as well. The other tip I have for you is go ahead and look at what cybersecurity jobs are out there that interest you. So you can go ahead and look at different job postings out there. Go ahead and check out one of my other YouTube videos that I went ahead and done, that you can go ahead and get into cybersecurity with no experience or even no degree. So there's a lot of jobs out there like that. Once you figure out kind of what job you want to go ahead and get into, you're gonna need to go ahead and take those training courses and certifications and be able to tailor your resume to those certain job positions. And I went ahead and created another video that goes over how to format your resume and stuff like that. And then the other big thing is that if you have to take an entry-level position in cybersecurity, that is totally okay. Do not be discouraged whatsoever, because that is the key to getting your foot in the door and being able to potentially make money. If you have the drive and the determination and the skills to go ahead and learn new concepts, you can easily surpass that entry-level income level that you start at with that job. So you can get upwards of $120,000+ a year after that one job. Go ahead, do it for a couple years, go ahead, move into the next field that you want to get into, job hop, and get more money. And then I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse right here, but go ahead and check out my other YouTube videos that I went ahead and made. Go ahead and check out the content, because I provide a lot of free content for you, such as ACAS or Tenable. That's a vulnerability management tool. I had to go ahead and take that course for my job. I went ahead and put a Google Doc link for the whole course, and it's free. And typically those courses cost like $5,000. So I went ahead and posted it up there so you guys can go ahead and get an idea of what that tool really is and be sharp on it. Also, a lot of websites out there that not a lot of employers like to divulge, because it's a feast or famine type thing really, and they don't want you to learn as much as they want you to. If you're new into this field, you're interested about getting into it, go ahead and check out my other video. And go ahead and read those documentations and articles about all those other websites that I went ahead and posted, because that will help you tremendously. And that's the one thing I wish I knew when I first started the field, and I was never given that. I had to literally go ahead and Google search a bunch, and that's what helped me, you know, get my feet wet in my first position. And then the last tip I have for you is apply, apply, apply. Do not get discouraged whatsoever if you're not getting any phone calls back from employers. Go ahead and just keep applying, because I applied to like 50 plus jobs a week before I got my first cybersecurity position. And I'm really glad that I kept, you know, at it, because I wouldn't be where I'm at today for that. So I hope that's, you know, a little bit inspiration for you guys and a little motivation. Try to get into this field. Make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure to comment down below kind of what type of content you want to see. I can go ahead and get more technical if you guys really want me to, so you can get a feel on what tools are needed for this field. I love y'all. I hope you guys are doing well in these times, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.